Alright, I've just finished pinning, and you'll notice I started and went the whole way. I started on one side, this side, then pinned this side, found a middle pin, and then pinned between my pins. Just like before, making sure that my edges are even. And I did the whole other side the same way. Now up here where I pinned the casing, I have 4 layers of fabric I want to make sure to stay even. And I want to take particular care that my top is even. If this is uneven here, then one side of your pillowcase will stick up higher than the other. And I also want to make sure that the casing and the edges of the pillow are meeting at the same point here. Matter of fact, I might just go ahead and put another pin in there for extra security, because I think it could use another one. So I'm going to use my fingers to adjust the fabric real fast, stick my pin in, and I like how that one fits kind of there for extra stability. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to do a straight stitch around it, just like before. So let me adjust the computer. And here we go. We're going to go in at that 5/8 inch, put the foot down. I'm going to do my knot and start. Pull my pin. I'm going to make sure that this is all flat, and I'm going to go ahead and start. I'm going to adjust my needle so it stays in. Pull my pin. Takes a little bit more effort to go through those 4 layers of fabric there. Pull my pin. If you feel like the machine's getting going a little too fast for you, stop it. Just make sure the needle stays in. Now see how right here it's starting to pucker and bunch just a little bit? I might pull my pin out and tighten it, repin, just to make sure it goes into the machine smooth. And it did. Sometimes it's really helpful to smooth out the fabric to make sure it doesn't bunch up underneath. And as I approach the corner, I want to maybe think of a little spot, maybe even take a marker and put a dot right here where I want my stitching to stop, where I want the needle to be left in, so I can do my pivot. So I'm going to use my pin as my pivot point. Slowing down a little bit as I approach that spot. Don't want to miss it. Alright, I can pull my pin, and with the foot down and the needle in, I'm going to lift it up, pivot my fabric, put my foot back down, and it's perfectly on the 5/8 inch line. If it's not, lift the foot back up, Put it back. Put your foot back down and either go forward 1 or 2 more stitches or back 1 or 2 more stitches to get back to where you want it to be. That's why you leave the needle down, so you don't pull it around and make mistakes. All right, here we go. Now let's talk through this real fast. If you stop here, this will be a hole. So we have to sew all the way off the fabric and then back on, just barely. Maybe a back stitch would be a good thing to do here. Off of it, back onto it, off of it, back onto it, off of it, stop. Needle up, lift the foot, pull the fabric off. You can use my cutter. And check that out. See how I sewed all the way to the edge? This is the exciting part. All right, we're gonna reach inside our pillowcase, flip it around, give it a good shake, and it's done. Now to finish this for grading, you're gonna wanna do a couple things. See how this corner is stuck down in there? You're gonna wanna maybe use a pencil, your finger even, and just make the point of the corner stick out at both ends. You're also going to want to take it to an ironing board and iron the whole thing. Notice how the seam kind of wants to be inward. We really need it to be all the way out. So lay it flat and iron it. Look at how the seams match up perfectly. That's a quality pillowcase. Night night.